let's make some pizza dough. Now this is sort of an all-purpose pizza dough, not specific to any type of pizza, say New York, Detroit, Neapolitan. I will use this for Neapolitan. I will use it for New York-ish, but this is a pretty basic dough, one of the ones I like to make. I'll be doing other videos when I make a very specific dough to a type of pizza, but this one, I like it all around. Now, first thing we have to do is get our ingredients measured out. And one of the things I've been doing is I've been getting more and more into making pizza is actually trying to dial in, I don't want to say the science, but follow some more specific rules. And one of the things you can really use is called the pizza app. And there's a lot of different calculators like this online. I just found this one to be very useful. And I'm using sort of the Neapolitan dough setting on this today at about 63% hydration. And my room temperature right now is pretty cool, about 67 degrees. So all those factors you can enter into this and it'll give you the amounts of yeast and how much of a bulk ferment time you want. You can adjust that. And if you've never made pizza dough before, at least to me, the more you get into the exactitude of it, the more fun it is, especially when you're cooking on pizza ovens. It's just really, really fun to me. So let's get our dough going. I'm gonna power up my scale here. I'm gonna get my mixer bowl on, and I wanna tear that out so we get to 0. I'm using 2 different flours today, a 00 flour and a bread flour, and I'm gonna add 419 grams of each to this bowl. Get our bread flour going first, and we'll just sprinkle some bread flour everywhere. How about that? $4.18, close enough. Let's zero that out again. And this is 00 pizza flour. There we go. All right, let's get this on our mixer. I'm using the Uni Halo Pro Spiral Mixer. Let me tell you, I've used KitchenAid, I've used my hands. All of those work, any type of mixer or mixing action, but when your shoulders and your elbows aren't feeling as great as they used to when you were 30 years old, something like this makes making pizza dough and bread dough a lot easier. To my bowl here, I'm gonna add 7.3 grams of instant dry yeast. We're just gonna mix this for a bit at a lower speed. I like to do RPMs on this. It's percentage on RPM, so just hold this down until it changes to RPM. I'm gonna go to about 100 just to kind of get this mixing in. Just want to get that yeast incorporated. And as you're mixing dough, you may have to adjust things a little bit more flour, a little bit more water based upon humidity. So many things can change the consistency of the dough to what you're looking for. So don't be afraid to add a little bit more flour, a little bit more water, not a lot, a little bit at a time if you need to. Okay, I'm gonna start adding my water, and I'm not gonna add it all at once. I wanna get about maybe 75% of this water in, and the total we're gonna be adding is 528 grams of cold water. I'm just gonna stream this in slowly here. Till I have about only a quarter of it left. I like to go along here and just kind of scrape the edge as it goes around. I'm going to increase my speed now to about 150. Now you can see we're starting to form a shaggy dough in here. This is when I want to start adding the rest of my water slowly. And I'm going to do it slowly, a little bit at a time. I'm increasing my speed here to about 180. Okay, what I want to do now is I want to stop it, and I'm going to put a towel over this, and we're going to let this rest for about 10 minutes, just to help that moisture start to absorb more into the flour. See you back here in 10 minutes. All right, we've been resting for about 10 minutes. Let's get this off and keep kneading. I'm going to bring this up to 165 right now. And we're going to start adding our salt, and this is 25 grams of sea salt. I'm going to do it slowly. And this has a timer also, and I'm going to set this timer now to 8 minutes. I can increase my speed to 180. I turned my speed down to 165. Hopefully you can hear me over this. But if you notice now, it's starting to form what's called the pumpkin, where it's starting to take on, as it goes around the dough ball, the shape of a pumpkin. What I want to do now is check my dough temperature. Yeah, I know, check your dough temperature. This does not sound like normal pizza making. Again, I'm getting more into this, and really what I want at the end of this knead is for the dough temperature to be between 74 and 79 degrees Fahrenheit. That's really sort of the ideal range for this. So right now my dough temp, 75.6. Let's just say it's between 75 and 76. So I have a few degrees to go still. Gonna keep kneading. I'll check it again in about 2 or 3 minutes. Been going a couple more minutes now. Let's check our temp. 78 degrees. You know, this is good. We're going to stop right here, get this out, and get it ready for its bulk ferment. Get the dough out on my counter here. Now, if you're more comfortable with it, you can just add some flour. If you're not used to working with dough, I would not add too much. What we're going to do here is we're just going to kind of like slap and fold. We just want to start working some tension into the outside of this dough ball. So I'm slapping, folding forward, turning it. Then I want to really work and kind of tuck under here. There's so many different methods to doing this. You can choose the one that works for you, but this is what I like. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil in my bowl here. Brush that around. Get our dough ball in there. Just sort of brush the top with any that's on your hand. Now I'm going to cover this. You can cover it with anything you want. I've just got these sort of bowl covers. They look like shower caps. And it's going to ferment just sitting here at room temperature for 3 hours. Just like that. See you back here in a few hours. All right, our dough has been bulk fermenting for 3 hours, and it looks like we've got a nice rise on this. Really nice looking. Nice and springy. Now what I need to do is get this out on the counter, and we're going to divide this into 4 350 gram dough balls, roughly 350. Just look at that. Really good looking dough. Look at that. Nice strength. Again, it's going to be 4 dough balls, about 350 grams each. Let's just try this first one here. A little light on that. 322. $354, I'm good with that. Then what I like to do when I have the dough ball like this, you've got all these little pieces that maybe you added when you were dialing in the weight. I just like to start pulling in all the sides, creating a little package. Turn it over. Really start tucking it in. You want a lot of that surface tension there. Really get that underside pinched together. I'm going to take a container here and I'm going to add a little olive oil in it. Take our dough ball, in it goes. So I'm gonna go ahead and divide the rest of these up, and then these are gonna go in the refrigerator. They're gonna cold ferment for anywhere from, well, 24 hours to 4 days is generally what I do. I like to go at least 2 days. If I wanted to use this today, what I would do is leave this out on the counter for about 4 or 5 hours covered in this container and then go ahead and use it. Now what I'm gonna do when I'm gonna use it after cold fermenting, let's say after 2 days, is I take it out of the refrigerator and let it sit for about 3 or 4 hours at room temp just to come up to temp and let it be a little bit easier to work with when we start shaping our pizza. And let's say in 2 days, we're gonna come back and we're gonna use some of this dough and we're gonna make 2 different kinds of pizza, one kind of Neapolitan-ish and another Detroit style. So I'll see you back here in a couple days.
All right, the dough we made has been cold fermenting for 48 hours. We're gonna make 2 different pizzas. The first one is gonna be your sort of normal round pie, somewhere between a New York and a Neapolitan. My dough into some semolina right here. Get a little semolina on my table here. And I'm just gonna start shaping my pizza. I'm not an expert at this. I just really enjoy it. We're letting gravity do some of the work here. Semolina on a peel. It's generally round, which is pretty good for me. Some sauce on here. Now these are just crushed tomatoes with some salt. That's it. Just a really basic sauce, not cooked or anything. Sure, we're still sliding. Yeah, we're sliding good. Give a little pinch of oregano right on top of the sauce here. Now for the cheese I'm using, it is a 60-40 blend. 60% low moisture mozzarella, 40% sharp white cheddar, and I grated this myself. Both of our pizzas today are going to be straight up cheese pizzas. Drizzle of olive oil on here. Nice dusting of Parmesan. Our oven is at 900 degrees. The deck temperature is above 800, so let's get our pizza in. I'm gonna actually turn my flame down a bit here. Down to the lowest setting, so we can let that bottom bake. We're gonna get some nice color on our crust here. Got some big bubbles too. Take a quick look where we're at right now. See that? Still want some more color on the top there. Undercarriage is looking good. Have a quick turn here. A bit more. Want a little more color on that cheese. I'm thinking that is good. Letting this cool here for just a minute. Let's take a look at our undercarriage. Looks good. Go ahead and cut this. Get a piece over here for a taste. This is still kind of lava hot, but I'm gonna go for it. Got nice, airy crumb structure there in the crust. Looking good. That's why I like this sort of 63% hydration as an all-purpose dough. There's definitely other versions for specific pies, like New York, you're gonna add some fat to, but this works. Really good dough flavor. A straight up cheese pie is really a good way to test your dough and the finished product. Loving this. Next up, we are going to be doing a Detroit style pizza. I found this dough that I make is really good for this. The dough has been proofing in here for about an hour. And I forgot to mention, both of the doughs sat out of the refrigerator for about 3 hours to come up to room temp. This one has been proofing for about an hour of that time in here. You can see it's nice and bubbly, almost like focaccia. Now we're gonna par bake this, which means we're gonna give this about 5 or 6 minutes in there just on its own with no toppings to just kind of set the crust. You don't have to do it that way, but I find it works well that way. So let's get it in. And when it's in there, there's gonna be no flame. We're just gonna use it like an oven with the retained heat. We'll put it in, close the door, then we'll let it go for 2 or 3 minutes. We'll give it a turn, another 2 or 3 minutes, and that should give us a perfect crust that we're ready to top and get in there. The retained temp in here is about 670 degrees, so it's not gonna take long. I have my timer set, and that's just gonna go for about 2 or 3 minutes before we rotate it. Nice and bubbly. Give that a turn. One of the things I love about Detroit style is that cheese crust, that frico you get around the edge, really crispy because you put the cheese right up to the edge of that metal pan. That's looking good, just a little bit of brown. That crust is set. I'm gonna turn my flame back on here. I wanna turn it down. I don't need a high flame in here. Now this pan is very hot, so don't go grabbing it with your hands. You gotta have gloves on or a tool. I have sort of a pliers for these type of pans. Gonna give this a good coating of cheese along the edge, especially. We want it to melt down in there, cook up nicely. And we're gonna be putting our tomato sauce on at the end. A lot of times in Detroit style pizza, that's what you'll find. The tomato sauce goes on after the pie comes out of the oven. That's fine with me. I've done it both ways, but I like that. A little sprinkle here in the middle, a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of oregano, a little Parmesan. Back in the oven we go, and we're gonna watch it. We want that top nice and browned, that cheese all melted. You wanna try not to burn it. Those edges can sometimes tend towards getting a little black, but if you can avoid that, it's good. It's still gonna taste great no matter what, but let's get this back in there and keep an eye on it. Probably gonna take about 3 to 5 minutes, and we can turn off the flame if we need to. Not gonna take a long time. My flame is all the way down. Turn it. Starting to get that color on there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn off the flame with the door on for a minute. It is a pizza oven after all, and that's what this door allows, is baking in there. I'll get my flame back on now. Get a little more color on that cheese on top. See that there? It's starting to look really good. It's looking really good. Set it over here to cool for a minute. What we want to do is we want to release this from the pan here. Let's go around. You can go around with a sharp knife or a little offset spatula like this. I'm going to get this on our cooling rack here. That looks good. Let's get this over onto our little peel here and dress it up. Gonna get a couple stripes of tomato sauce along here. This is pretty traditional. Make up your own traditions with something like this. Top it any way you want. I usually put pepperoni and stuff like that on here. A little more parm. The thing I love about Detroit style is just its breadiness. Look at that. This dough has such a nice structure, but does it pass the taste test? The freshness of that tomato sauce, the crispiness of the edge, saltiness of the cheese. This is why pizza is the most popular food in the world, and it's definitely the most popular food in my house.